The world doesn't pause for broken people, but if you looked closely at Ayaan Malik, you could see the pieces he hid beneath his steady, disciplined exterior. His shoulders were broad, his stride firm, but his eyes, dark, tired, shadowed, revealed a man who slept lightly and loved fiercely, and that love was walking beside him in tiny shoes. "Baba, will we still go to the school trip?" Little Alina, only 6, clutched his fingers with her small hand, the way she used to hold the railing of her crib when she was learning how to stand. Her ponytail bounced as she walked, her backpack almost bigger than her. Ayaan forced a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Of course we will, John." He lied gently, because in his wallet, there were only 3 crisp notes left, and the school trip fee was due tomorrow morning. He knelt down and fixed a loose ribbon on her backpack. "Be brave today, okay?" She nodded, cheeks puffing proudly. "I'm always brave. Like you." He kissed her forehead and watched her skip into the school gate. Only when she was out of sight did he exhale, the weight pressing on his chest. His phone buzzed. "Security agency calling." Ayaan snatched it up. "Mr. Malik," the officer said. "High-paying assignment. Personal protection detail. Starts immediately." "How high-paying?" "Enough to solve a few months of your problems." Ayaan didn't ask further. He didn't have the luxury. "I'll take it." A meeting with power, and a secret. The car dropped him off at a towering glass building in the heart of the city. Miratech Corporation, the sign read in silver, sharp letters. He straightened his shirt, checked his holster, and walked inside with the disciplined calm he had learned as a military officer years ago, but nothing prepared him for the woman awaiting him. The boardroom was massive, overlooking the city like a throne room in the sky. And in the center of it, standing with her back to the panoramic windows, was Mira Arslan. A woman of precision. Her white blouse looked sculpted, her long dark hair tied back in a sleek twist, her posture straight and commanding. She was studying documents when he walked in, her silhouette glowing from the sunlight behind her. She turned, and froze for the briefest moment. Her eyes swept over him. Not with the shallow appraisal of someone judging appearance, but with a depth that unsettled him. She looked at him like she could read the parts of him he kept buried. "Mr. Ayaan Malik," she said in a cool, poised voice, "you'll be in charge of my personal security." He blinked. "They didn't tell me you were the VIP, he admitted. She raised an eyebrow. "Does it matter?" He hesitated. "No, ma'am." Her lips curved, not quite a smile, more like a recognition of something she saw in him. "They say you're the best," she added. "No," he replied quietly. "I'm just someone who doesn't leave his post." That made her pause. As if the sentence meant more than he realized, her next words were softer. "You have the eyes of someone who's lost, but learned how to live again." Ayaan tensed, uncertain how she saw that. He cleared his throat. "What exactly am I protecting you from?" The room plunged into a heavy silence. Before she could answer, the door opened and her head of security, Iqbal, walked in. Ayaan instantly noticed the stiff tension in the man's shoulders, fear mixed with frustration. "Mira, we need to discuss the latest threat." Ayaan turned to her sharply. "Threat?" Mira exhaled slowly, folding her arms. "I stopped a weapons deal last month," she said. "A syndicate lost millions because of it. And they want revenge," Iqbal added. "2 attempts on her life already." Ayaan's heartbeat slowed into the trained calm he knew too well. "Why wasn't this disclosed?" he demanded. "Because," Mira said quietly, meeting his gaze, "I needed someone who wouldn't run." Their eyes locked for a moment. "Too long, too personal." Ayaan looked away first. "I won't run," he said simply. She nodded. "I know." But what none of them knew was that the danger wasn't circling outside. It was walking their halls. The first sparks of something dangerous. Ayaan began shadowing Mira immediately. Her routine was relentless: meetings, negotiations, interviews, strategic planning. She moved with the quiet intensity of someone who hadn't rested in years. Throughout the day, he noticed things others missed: the slight tremble in her hand when she thought no one was looking, how she inhaled deeply before entering certain rooms, how she avoided elevators with reflective ceilings, the way she triple-checked her car door before stepping in. She was powerful on the outside, and surrounded by fear on the inside. Ayaan didn't intrude, but he stayed close, steady, silent. At one point, as they left the main lobby, a paparazzi camera flashed too close. Mira stiffened, visibly startled. Ayaan instantly stepped in front of her, shielding her with his body. The photographer backed off, intimidated. When Ayaan turned, Mira was staring at him with something unreadable in her gaze. "No bodyguard has ever reacted that fast," she murmured. "It's instinct," he said. "Instinct, or something else?" He didn't answer, but she held his eyes long enough that he felt heat rise in his chest, an emotion he hadn't let himself feel in years. His world versus hers. That evening, Ayaan picked up Alina from school. Mira waited inside the car, reviewing documents, but her eyes lifted when she saw him run toward his daughter. Alina sprinted at him. Baba. He scooped her up, laughed, a sound Mira hadn't heard from him all day, and his entire face softened. The hardness melted into warmth. It stunned her. She had seen soldiers, guards, CEOs, but never a man who could switch from steel to tenderness in a breath. Alina noticed Mira staring and whispered loudly, "Baba, who is that pretty auntie?" Mira's cheeks flushed lightly. Ayaan cleared his throat. "She's my boss." Alina waved shyly. "Hi boss auntie." Mira chuckled softly. "Hello, sweetheart." It was the first time Mira's smile wasn't rehearsed or professional. It was real, soft, warm. Ayaan noticed, and quickly looked away, rattled. He didn't want this job to blur lines. He didn't want feelings complicating the danger, but feelings were already growing roots. A warning too close. That night, as Ayaan escorted Mira to her car, headlights flickered in a nearby alley. A figure moved, too fast, too close. Ayaan grabbed Mira's wrist and pulled her behind him just as a glass bottle shattered on the pavement where she had stood. The attacker ran. Ayaan chased him, but the man vanished into the maze of alleys. He returned to find Mira shaken, gripping the car door. "Ayaan, was that meant for me?" "Yes," he said. "And it won't be the last." For the first time, she looked afraid, not as a CEO, but as a woman who had no one else to trust. Ayaan stepped closer, his voice steady. "I'll keep you safe. No matter what." Her breath trembled. Why do you care so much?" He answered without thinking, "Because someone should." She stared at him, heart pounding, because no one had protected her without expecting something in return. But Ayaan's eyes held no agenda, only sincerity, only truth. He didn't know it yet, but that moment was where everything began. The danger, the trust, the connection neither of them expected, and the love that would grow from the fire.